All right. Welcome in, everybody. It is Sunday morning. You already know what that means. Time for Sunday morning quarterbacks. I ended my holdout after 2 weeks. Me and Sosa finally came to common terms, and I was able to show up for the show. We appreciate everyone who tapped in yesterday to the college football episode of Paid for Play. We had a solid week. We cashed a plus 205 with the Buffalo money line. Too bad the Bills aren't sitting at that price today. But Sunday morning quarterbacks were live on the Twitter. Smash that link in the title. If you want to get over to YouTube, drop your best bets, ask us any DFS fantasy questions, player props, whatever you want to do. The chat's for you. We got the number one subs out there. It's going to be pumping and wild. So I'll try to star up all the best bets so we feature all the chats, please. So you can screen cap them and tweet them out after you win some cash, because we're all about beating the books together. Powered by the Wise Guys Diamond Club. Be sure to be tapping in with them there. Give us that like, follow, retweet, sub. Like Bullpen said, he won't be making it this week, but his team played Thursday night, so that's what it is. But we'll have a full cast and crew of the top analysts in the game topping in to give us their best bets, their plays, and everything like that. Sosa, the chat's already trying to make me go at you, and we haven't even started. But Spin, how you doing today?
I am doing good. It's another day. It's another Sunday. It's another chance to make a whole bunch of money. We had a fantastic weekend last weekend in the Diamond Club. I expect nothing less today. So, and I got a whole bunch of stuff to talk about when we get to the Bucs game, but we'll get to that one.
Sosa, how we doing? You good to talk yet, or do we still got to keep you on mute?
No, I'm here. I'm ready to roll. But yeah, another week back at it for Sunday morning quarterbacks. First 2 weeks were a colossal success. I mean, we all expected that. So here we are. Time to go crazy.
Or what are you listening to? Or are you just getting the plays fed into you from Andy right now?
Nah, he already sent them to me. You
already got the plays you're stealing. Good. We solid there. It'll all be good. We got some background noise for Sosa on his end, but me and Spin can handle it on and when our analysts be hopping in. Should we just get right into the first one, or do we want to cover anything?
Vanessa will be here in a couple of minutes. We can cover any of the games that we don't necessarily have a person for. We can talk. I guess we can talk about the Eagles Commanders, since they're your team, and we can start it. We can lead up the show.
I was about to say, damn, I didn't even have a ticker ready for that one because we covered that one on Spaces last night.
Yeah, well, either way, y'all weren't there.
I mean, they're sending like 15 buses down. That's my biggest intel that they got. Supposedly, it's going to be close to a 50-50 fan percentage there. If you thought the boos were bad for Rager last week returning the punts, just imagine what it's going to be for Carson down there. But the defense finally showed up. One biggest thing that I saw from the Eagles offense was they've ran two completely different offenses the first 2 weeks. The first one you saw a heavy RPO. Second week you saw predominantly shotgun with not many run pass options. And Jalen Hurts, I mean, if he's going to start the game 10 for 10, there's not much more you can do about it. The Vikings defense was dominant, but this is where the Commanders have the put up or shut up game, because you can have the common opponent against the Lions in there, but Lions offense was good in both games, put up decent amount of points. It was more the Commanders put themselves that far behind the ball. I don't know if they're going to be able to do it today. Terry McLaurin, I mean, he's still the only scary part, but if Slay stays at the spot he's at, I don't know if I want to put my fandom on the line here, but Spin, what do you like?
Yeah, so right now there's about close to 87,500 bets on this game, and this is per Action Network. It's holding steady at Eagles -6, or you can again get a Commanders +6.5. Money and tickets are pretty evenly split right down the middle. I just have a few takes here from a fantasy perspective. I mean, what else can you say about Jalen Hurts in the first 2 weeks? Absolutely on fire. He's first in yards attempted, passing grade, carries for a quarterback, rush yards for a quarterback, rushing TDs for a quarterback. There's not much more you can ask for here. So the Washington defense, 20th in pass DVOA and 31st in rush defense. And they just allowed the Lions to absolutely march up and down the field all over them. So I mean, if you have Hurts as your fantasy quarterback, you're starting him anyway. He's extremely usable in DFS, all formats. There's a bunch of props that I don't mind with Jalen Hurts. Nothing I'm officially on, but I think if you take any of his over props, you are probably in good shape here. And I would expect to see some points for this one. Carson Wentz has actually been one of the nicest surprises so far.
Averaging quarterback number 4, I believe, correct?
Yeah, I mean, he's averaging close to like 270 yards a game. Curtis Samuel is healthy, which has been really, really helping. Logan Thomas is back. So even without Brian Robinson, who's recovering now, the Antonio Gibson hasn't been that effective, but he has been somebody who you at least have to pay attention to in the backfield and can open it up for mid-range and deep passing game. So I'm not a huge fan of Antonio Gibson today. I think if he's your running back 2 and you don't have a better option like a Clyde Edwards-Helaire or like a Damian Harris, somebody in that grade, I think you probably have to start Gibson today. I have him in one league where I also have Damian Harris. I'm starting Harris just because the Eagles front 4 has looked pretty darn good. But seriously though, not much more you can say about Jalen Hurts other than he has just been absolutely on fire.
All right, so I guess the other tricky question is, first game, A.J. Brown 8. Second game, they just made it a priority to defeat Devontae to make sure he was recognized, and it was just more of the scheme of the offense that fits there. You like any props on the Eagles Commanders before we get to the next one?
I like the Commanders with the points.
I said props, not saying that you're going to give out a bad play.
Oh no, that's it. I like the Commanders with the points. I stick to my guns. Minnesota.
Hold on. Sorry. I saw the question. Daniel, I'm the wrong person to ask about Miles Sanders because I absolutely hate the way Nick Sirianni coaches his run game and how inconsistent it is throughout the course of the season. So should probably ask one of my 2 co-hosts about this. I have been off the Miles Sanders train since the end of last season. Nothing to do with the player, has to do with the system he plays in. I'm the wrong person to ask.
It's a coin flip, but this year the offense looks different. So when you run 2 different, in my opinion, 2 completely different offenses the first 2 weeks, it's kind of tough to gauge. You'll be able to see probably the play, but so we got finesse here, so we can go to the Bills Dolphins to start off our full schedule of games that we're going to be highlighting today. So we'll bring in our man Finesse the books up early. Probably slept in a little too late, but he's ready to cash in on those plays with us with the Bills versus the Dolphins. First, how you doing? Second, what are you liking from this game?
Yeah, I'm doing good. I appreciate you guys having me. Spin, what's up? Sos, Rex, appreciate you guys. Like I said, I know a lot of money is going to be made from this show, so I'm excited to contribute in my own small ways. Yeah, obviously, I'm corresponding with the Bills. Very interesting matchup this week. Coming off a complete ass whooping to Tennessee. Every category you look at, they completely dominated. Almost doubling them up in total yards, first downs, just everything, just complete wash of a game. But now a lot is different this week, obviously. Bills being without a lot of guys on defense, a lot of DBs, still some problems on their D-line. So it's going to be very interesting. I took the 5.5 personally. I know that number's down with the Dolphins. I think it's 4.5 now. I took the 5.5 personally. I don't know how you don't take that number with the injuries. Tua does well against the blitz. Buffalo likes to get pressure without blitzing at times, but I think they're going to sacrifice that to try to help these guys out on the back end. There's going to be a lot of young guys, a lot of inexperienced guys on the back end. So I think they sacrifice the pass rush even more. That, along with the injuries on the D-line, I think is going to be very tough to get to Tua. So yeah, I like the 5.5. I'm not mad at either the big time receivers on Miami, Hill or Waddle. Me personally, I'm on Jalen Waddle. I got it at 61.5 receiving yards. I know it's up to 64.5, 65.5. I think it's a great spot. I think especially with these young and experienced guys out there, they're always going to shade towards Tyreek. They're going to be super worried about Tyreek. Again, I don't think taking Tyreek is a bad play either, but I'm on Jalen Waddle. I like what I see in terms of his A-dot. He's going to get the volume, obviously coming off a 19 target week. Volume is going to be there. I think the game script is going to be favorable. I'm expecting a lot of points, even though I don't necessarily like the over in this one. But yeah, that's the main one for me. I'm a big fan of Waddle this week. And I'm mad at the 4.5. I took the 5.5 with the Dolphins, but should be a very interesting one.
So I know you might have some spicy words for this game here, and you think the Super Bowl Bills already are going to go down?
Listen, it's unfortunate we don't get both these teams at full strength. I do think that Poyer and Micah Hyde being out is extremely tough. These are guys that are paid. These are guys that have performed at a very high level. They give you an ability to be a lot more multiple defensively and can give you a bunch of different looks based on their talent. Already know Trey White. They haven't really faced the speed that they're going to see today. I like Miami with the points. I thought that 6.5 to start the week was disrespectful anyway. I know this Buffalo team firing on all cylinders offensively. The one thing I love the thing I love the most about what I see from their offense is the ability to put personnel groupings out there, and now they use a lot of pre-snap motion. That's not something they were doing. They use it a lot more than we'd seen. Obviously, that's like I wouldn't say the secret, but it's part of what allows quarterbacks to have like a simplified game plan where they use motion to basically figure out what they're seeing as far as zone or man, and then they basically just change the play accordingly. The groupings of like McKenzie, who's really good in man, Crowder, who's really good against zone, Diggs, who's just good against everybody and anything, and then a quarterback that can be mobile, run. Being mobile and being a running quarterback are two different things. He's both.
Sounds like you really like Josh Allen.
But the pieces on the defense is what obviously I think like Finesse touched on. It's just a lot to overcome, especially this early in the season, because this early in the season, none of these backup guys are even getting good solid reps throughout the game. So for you to eliminate those two guys in Poyer and Hyde, you already out down Ed Oliver, who's your best interior lineman, against this zone blocking run scheme that Miami comes out with. I got Mostert for a touchdown this week. I like Tyreek's catches. And I like Miami. I had Miami plus 6.5, and I was going to bet a money line anyway. So I'm all in on the Dolphins. I've been all in on the Dolphins since prior to the season. I've told people left and right they're going to be a good football team. I know it's probably going to take people about 5 or 6 games, but when they're 5-1 or 6-0 around then, people will eventually just be like, yeah, he said that was going to happen, and it will happen. So spin.
Yeah. This is a Dolphin spot for me too. I'm always a big fan of on a short week after a team has just curb stomped somebody, as the Bills did. I am a big fan of fading them and playing the letdown angle. There's some numbers that support this I don't have time to go into now. But, when you think about the Bills offense as well, they have the Bills defense. They have faced the 17th and 21st pass offenses so far this year with the Rams and with the Titans. Miami is number 4, and there's all the injuries that you talked about, Sosa. Those are going to hurt. I say this every year on this broadcast and elsewhere, but I think that there are some casual, and not anybody here, but casual NFL fans that think that, they believe in the next guy up, next man up, right? So it's like, hey, some guy that you're paying $50 million goes down, and we'll just pull somebody off the practice squad because they're all professionals and they'll just step in and play. That's not the way the NFL works, okay? There is a huge talent gap typically between your starting cornerback, your starting safety, and your third and fourth string. And that's what the Bills are going to be down to today. So that's why I don't mind the Hill props. I like the Waddle props a ton, just because their top starting corner is going to have to probably cover Hill. So now you're getting a third or fourth string guy, or play some kind of zone coverage that Waddle feasts against. So I think all Jalen Waddle props work. You can use Jalen Waddle in DFS in any format. If you have him in fantasy and you're not starting him, you should probably have your head checked, because he should be starting every week no matter what. But for me, That's the main things that I have for this game. I do think this is a Dolphin spot. I don't know if they win the game, but I definitely think that they keep it within the points.
Rex, can I get one more thing in real quick?
You can talk as much as you want. I don't give a fuck.
Yes. So I was just looking at the lines, seeing if I wanted to add anything. The Dolphins team total was at 23.5 on FanDuel yesterday. I don't know how they don't get there for a lot of the reasons that we talked about. It's an explosive offense. They don't like to lean on the run in general. I don't see them getting up big in this one. So I think the game script favors that immensely. It might be a little bit of a sweat, but that 23.5 is very, very desirable for me right now.
I was going to say, I might just have to go complete wild card or joker here and just like the under and think Tua comes back down to life. I know it's everything just paints and everything that we just said just seems too easy. Is week 3 the books get back day? And I don't know. That's just where Tua, I believe he has the 6th best MVP odds. I mean, Hurts has the 3rd best. I mean, it's after 2 weeks. It's crazy. But that's where last week, Tua was just hitting guys completely wide open. And with the 3rd and 4th string, maybe it's going to happen again. But
has a fullback ever won MVP?
I wasn't saying he was going to. I'm just saying you have these 2 names who no one expected to be all the way up here in these odds. Is today, not saying for my guy at all, but is today the day that Tua goes back to looking like old Tua? Potential. I mean,
yeah.
The Bills' defense is still solid. Even though the corners are out, it's still solid.
We have varying viewpoints on that. I'll put it that way.
I like
varying viewpoints.
I don't listen.
You
don't have to be a great quarterback if McDaniel's calling the plays. I'm just being honest with y'all. You don't have to be great. We look at Jimmy G. I mean, look at him. That's my quarterback. But yeah, I agree with everything y'all said except for the under. I think that I'm on the opposite side of you on that one, Rex.
I didn't know. It's not an official play. I'm just saying this just seems like it's way too easy for the over in a Dolphin spot here. I don't think I've seen anything other than that.
I still think Buffalo, man, like ain't nobody hurt on the offense. You know what I mean? Like they still think they're for the points. You know what I mean? But they're gonna give up a lot more than they did the first 2 weeks. Like I think that's the expectation. The only way, like, and this is where Rex could actually be 100% right. If Miami implores that zone run, let's dumb the pace down and try to run a bunch of zone runs to the edges and just keep the clock running. I mean, I can see it with Oliver out. They got another interior lineman that's not playing. So it's not out of the realm of possibility that Miami implores that. But this Buffalo offense can score in 2 plays or 12 plays. They've shown it. I think that it's going to be a situation where they have to match each other offensively, and we get a certain level of fireworks for certain. I think that's for sure going to happen.
Last thing I'll say too, Josh Allen to throw a pick at -114. If there's a prop for Josh Allen to throw a pick in the 3rd quarter, take that too.
I like that one.
I love that.
I love that one.
But tell the people where they can find you, Finesse, and then we will get on to the next matchup.
Yeah, like I said, appreciate you guys. There's always grinding on Twitter. And that's it. You guys can find me right there at that little whatever, right there. But appreciate you guys having me. Like I said, a lot of money getting made on the show today. So I'll see you guys next week. Should be a great slate tonight.
Yes, sir.
And we'll see you throughout the NBA season on Daily Bread as well. We appreciate you tapping in, Finesse.
Yes,
sir.
All right, let's go to Lions versus Vikings or Chargers versus Jags. Which one?
We'll do Lions. Vikings.
All right.
I don't think Bakari can't make it, so
everyone's favorite man can't make it.
Yeah.
Is he ditching me, dodging me? He was too scared what happened week 1. But Spin, you want to take this one to start?
Yeah, I feel like I should start it off by just hyping the shit out of this game like Bakari would, but I can't do him justice. I can't do him justice. I can't do it like Bakari does, man. I can't. So I'm not going to try to imitate. No. This is an interesting spot for me. From the game perspective, I'll let my 2 co-hosts talk about this one. I'll talk about from a fantasy perspective. Huge bounce back spot here for Dalvin Cook. So Cook was obviously very bad, as the Vikings all were against the Eagles, but this Lions team is just not the same. So the Lions rank 23rd in run DVOA and have allowed the most points to running backs through most PPR scoring systems. So Minnesota also has the highest implied total for the week with about 29 points. So to get back on track here, I would definitely expect them to look for Dalvin Cook. The Eagles and the Eagles just ran over the Lions. So I would expect a decent game from Dalvin Cook. Then the other one that I want to talk about is on the other side, DeAndre Swift. I think that you're getting a very depressed price on all of Swift's props. And the reason why you are is because there's usually a tail when somebody has a bad game or when somebody is limited due to injury, as Swift was last week. He was also limited in practice all week. However, whenever you listen to coaches talk about players, you normally don't hear them say the things that Dan Campbell has been saying about Swift if he didn't expect him to get close to a full workload. Normally, if a guy is still nursing an injury and you don't know how you're going to use him, you get well, we'll see how he feels. We'll warm him up. It's too soon to tell. We'll see what he can handle. Dan Campbell has said all week that Swift's ankle feels much better, and his practice participation this week was so he could rest up and take a full workload for this game. So if you look at Swift's yardage props right now, both of them in the combined one are both depressed from what they normally are, and I believe it's a direct result of him not practicing. So I would be taking all things DeAndre Swift today. I already made that.
He's a Philly guy. He'll be fine.
Yeah, I already made that an official play for me with his rushing yards. I think you can take anything. I also like Swift to score a touchdown. This is setting up to be a very, very nice DeAndre Swift game. It's also setting up to be a very, very nice bounce back game for Dalvin Cook. The only thing that I just want to add is if you do watch NFL Game Day Morning, our lovely stats person, Cynthia Freeland, projected Dalvin Cook as her running back number 2 with 103 scrimmage yards and a touchdown. Why that's important is she projected Derrick Henry for her running back 6 with 115 scrimmage yards and a touchdown. I don't know how that math works, but lots of people, I don't know how 115 and a touchdown is 4 spots down, but that's a different story. All I'm saying is expect a bounce back from both of the running backs today.
So you would lean to the over for that?
Oh, God, yes. Oh, God, yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think he gets closer to 13 to 15.
I'm on Justin Jefferson over 96.5 yards receiving. We've seen receivers go do to perform well against this Detroit defense. I like Justin Jefferson. I love all the stuff in regards to Cook, like you said, especially out the passing game. And he's yet to really fit in the offense. I think part of it too is they do a lot of stuff from shotgun, and he's one of those single backs who likes to line up 7 yards behind the quarterback sometimes. I mean, not every time, but it helps helps running backs get into a rhythm. I think we haven't really seen that yet from O'Connell. I think he'll implement that to some extent given the matchups that he'll have. Also, shout out to Aiden Hutchinson for making me shut the fuck up last week. He had 3 sacks as a rookie. Second game in his career, he got me. I had to eat. I'll eat the crow, and I'll be honest. He balled the fuck out last week.
I'm surprised, Spin, you didn't say bounce back for Kirk, because he's not in prime time. He's at his favorite time zone. 6 points, laying the 6. That's where it just seems a little fishy in that perspective.
I think that he bounces back a little bit, but like when I think bounce back, like I think like 300 yards and 2 to 3 touchdowns, and I don't think we get that much. But I think he has a solid game. I'm not going to say that he like balls out.
Yeah, if you made me bet it here, I'd definitely be laying the points with the Vikings, just because I'm not just going to believe in this Detroit defense yet. The offense can put up the points with anybody. It seems like, especially if St. Brown breaks the record today, it's just you can just move too easy on this defense.
Agreed.
Absolutely.
All right, let's get to the Chargers versus the Jags, and then we'll get into the Rams versus the Cardinals next. Caitlin pointed this one out. Isn't the same doctor that messed up Tyrod, the guy that's going to do the pain injecting shot into Herbert's thing that made Herbert start?
I don't know. I don't know if he's still. I don't know if he's still been retained by the team. I know he's being sued for $5 million by Tyrod Taylor. So I don't think he's employed by the NFL anymore because that would be a violation of the CBA. You can't sue a team doctor.
Let's see. But
right?
That's what I heard. I don't know. Just saying.
Yeah, you can't. It's in the contract. You can't sue you can't sue a team doctor. So whomever the doctor is that he's suing.
All right. So then I feel a little bit safer for Justin's health. I was just really saying if it was the same guy there, because that wasn't too long ago.
What's up with their training staff? They brought J.C. Jackson back just for him to get fucked up after 1 week. Spent a bunch of money on a guy. Let's bring him back. Oh, he's hurt, not 100%. Then gets routed by the wide receiver 4. And now he's doubtful for week 3. Interesting. It's an interesting set of circumstances. If both the Golden Boys are playing today, they got the pretty hair and the rocket arms and all that good stuff. So I think it'll be a good game for Head and Shoulders for sure. I don't know about it being a particularly great game for anyone else. So
that means you're like in the under then?
If Herbert plays, it changes everything. I mean, that's like water is also wet, right? So, I mean, if Herbert plays, it's there. If Chase Daniel's your quarterback, give me the Jags going away, no question. If Herbert's playing, then they haven't been impressive in either of the second halves of the 2 games that they played thus far. But you got to think that an elite level quarterback with against Jacksonville's defense, who has a great pass rush. Don't get it twisted. That pass rush is going to be really, really good with Walker and Josh Allen. They're 100% the future of the NFL. But let's get some word on the actual Chargers from our guy Jude. Let's because I'm on the Jaguars side here. I like the Jaguars with the points in the event that Justin Herbert doesn't play. If he plays. If you got the 7, it's going to be a sweat. The 3.5, you can kiss that goodbye.
Look, guys, we all know how the legend of Justin Herbert started. There was a pain-killing injection that was supposed to happen before a game to Tyrod Taylor. Ended up puncturing his lungs. We saw where that ended up. I absolutely think that Justin Herbert has people in his camp saying that in his ear right as we speak. And we have no idea whether or not he's going to play. I don't really like this game for any kind of props. Outside of I definitely like the under. A lot of what the Chargers do offensively is based on Herbert being able to buy time, so those routes can develop. How is he going to be able to do that if he's playing with cracked ribs? I definitely like the Jaguars with the points in this game. I think they're going to win this game, if I'm being perfectly honest with you guys, given everything that's going on. What a lot of people don't realize, that Jaguars front. I believe there is a guy named Sosa the Locksmith who referred to their edge players as aliens. That is an apt comparison if you watch those guys on tape. I would say look at that, take the Jaguars on the points, and definitely bet the under. Almost everything and anything else, I really don't even want to touch, to be perfectly honest with you. How do you guys feel?
I feel like Goose should not be on the stream right now.
Are you driving?
I'm driving. I thought I texted you.
Holy
but you know what?
shit.
I'm hyped about today.
That's dedication, man.
Dude, I'm about to hop in the car, get headed to the Patriots Ravens game myself. So I feel you.
There we go, man. That's what Sundays are all about.
I'm glad vibes are high after last night, Goose.
I saw some great punts.
I told you.
I saw some great punts from the Rutgers game, and you know what? We're on to football Sunday because if y'all watch Paid for Play, I didn't have the hottest start, but I got to make it back today. And Jude, I heard you reference the under. Do you think Herbert plays today?
Here's the thing right now. I feel like he will, but the thing is, I feel like he's going to be hampered by those ribs a bit. A lot of what he does is buying time late in the down. Those pass rushers on the Jaguar side of things, they should get to him. So it should be dinking and dunking. So I feel like the game script says under to me.
Can Oh, just a quick update on Herbert, not on his actual status, but just his injury. So his injury is a crack in his rib cartilage. So you have your rib cage, you have your breastbone up here. There's thick tissue that connects it. It's a crack. It doesn't heal on its own, or it heals on its own. There's no surgery or anything that can do it. The team does not want to use a flak jacket or any kind of protective plate because it would hamper his mobility and ability to throw on deep throws. And the latest report is that he will warm up a couple hours before the game and then decide if he wants to take the painkiller and play, or decide if he's just going to sit. With regards to the team doctor, real quick, that team doctor, Dr. David Gazingia, I don't know how to say it. He is one of still 4 team doctors that are employed by the Chargers. However, they have 3 more, so somebody else can give him the injection.
He kept the gig.
Employed as of now.
Caitlin from Real
As of
Football
today.
Fans of New Jersey for that hit. Yeah, that guy's not one of the 3 coming anywhere near me. He got me my starting job, but I'm not letting him.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm like, I don't know. I don't know.
They have 3 more doctors. So if I were Justin Herbert, I would just be like, yeah, one of these 3 needs to do it, not him.
Dude,
Yeah, I
give
think
us your plays while you're on the road so we can get you off so you can be safe.
I think this game is going to be ugly, though. I would lean the under. It's only at 42.5. The Jaguars have a historic bad time on the West Coast. Herbert's going to be limited or not playing. And the Jags, even though Trevor Lawrence had a great game against the Colts, their offense isn't fully clicking yet. So I'm still looking for Zay Jones. He cashed me the first game. I'm still looking at Travis Etienne to find the end zone. It's at like plus 230 right now. He should have had 2 touchdowns week 1. And so he's due.
Jude, what are you liking from a play perspective here?
So I'm of a similar mindset where I think that Chargers defense will somewhat put a cap on what Trevor Lawrence can do, press the points, and that Chargers offense is limiting itself on its own. And then you add in Justin Herbert's injury that he's playing through. I feel like they're going to have like a really conservative game script today. So I think the thing that I like the most is the under. I like the Jaguars, the value of the Jaguars with the points for like the value for today. I also like James Robinson for an anytime touchdown. I thought on Bovada like plus 160. He scored a touchdown in each of the past 2 games. Just based on the game script, if they get in like that red zone or get within like the 10-yard line of the goal line, like he's like the guy that they go to. So I would definitely like that James Robinson anytime touchdown. And that's about it, really. Like this game really projects ugly to me. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of like what's going on. I really would love to see Herbert in his full powers. I would definitely be like a bit more like confident about some of this stuff going in. But that all of this hinging on a pain-killing injection that more or less led to Tyrod Taylor losing his starting job and Herbert ascending to being one of the well-known starters in the league. I'm not too confident.
Last thing we'll have on this game, since we got a question from Jay MIK in the chat. What do you like for Everett this game? The thinking and dunking seems like it fit into him pretty well to get PPR points. I don't know about total yards, though.
Yeah, I recommended Everett from a fantasy perspective 2 weeks ago to the Diamond Club and again this week. He just keeps producing, and just the weapons they have keep opening up looks for him. So from a fantasy perspective, if you haven't picked Everett up yet and you need a tight end, that would be the way to go. If he has one more decent game, his price is going to be astronomical. He was available in 70-some% of ESPN leagues after last week. I suspect that's going to go down to the 50s. If he has another good game, that's probably going to go down to the 30s. So I don't mind anything Everett at all, but I'll leave the official prop stuff to the experts that we have.
What did you want to get to?
I want to look at a sack prop. Whoever's lining up over Cam Robinson, he has not been good this season. Jawan Taylor, who I doubted so much, has actually been really good at right tackle for the Jaguars. But whichever edge rushers lining up on the right side, I guess, for the Chargers, would that be Bosa or Mack, or do they switch a lot? Do you know which one, Jude?
I think they switch them a lot. They tend to bounce them around. It's more about I think
Take
what
both
we really
then.
like to do is have them to like set the edge, so you can take both of them.
Yeah, Trevor Lawrence holds on to the ball for a long time. His left tackle's underperforming. I'm sure they're plus money because to get a sack's pretty hard. So I like both of those. That's gonna be my official play. Both of those two to get a sack.
Like it, Goose. Well, we appreciate you, Jude. Anything else you want to say before we go on to the next game?
There's been a long-standing disagreement between my brother and I, Social the Locksmith. I'm probably going to end up owing him a steak dinner after today, after Miami beats Buffalo. And Rex, if you could get something over on him, just anything, please make sure you rub it in, because
I've got multiple things. I just pick my times. I just can't poke the bear all the time.
Hey, man, listen. You told me they didn't beat anyone. But again, it's only week 3. It's only week 3. It's only week 3.
Everybody is hurt. Everybody is hurt.
Only week 3.
I hope Buffalo wins just so I could.
Yeah, no worries. Either Morton's or Steak 48 are my favorite.
You got it, man.
And make sure that whichever place we pick, it's got to have the peppercorn gravy on the side. I'm one of those guys.
I'm gonna pay up. God,
medium rare.
Correct.
Yes.
Make sure to be following Goose. Make sure to be following Jude. We appreciate them. You'll be seeing them week in, week out with us and be supporting their content as well that they produce. Appreciate it. So let's get to the next game. Oh, big heads.
You want me to answer the fantasy questions that we got first or later?
Let's go to the next one. We're running a little bit hot. We got our analyst here that probably headed to the game like Jude is. I'm starting up the fantasy questions. We can get to them. Lorraine Kamish for the Rams versus the Cardinals here.
So his first Daily Bread media appearance. If y'all aren't familiar with Delphi Kamish, there he is. You've heard him speak, but I don't know if a lot of people are familiar with him off of the internet. I've obviously had a ton of conversations with you. If you guys aren't already following him, make sure you guys are locked in. He got the Rams. The thing is, he's a Tom Brady guy, so he loves Brady, but obviously we got him covering the Rams for us. Last week, cashed us out, didn't make the show, was under the weather. But listen, it's like he got well to talk a bunch of shit after he won. So I don't know. I don't know if he was just kind of ducking the camera last week, but we're back.
I sent the plays, so I sent the plays. I wasn't ducking anything.
For sure. But again, man, what are your we'll get right into it. Rams, Cardinals, thoughts, takeaways, and then, whatever you might like for the week.
Yeah, I'm not really excited to watch this game. Truthfully, I don't think either team is all that fun to watch. We've seen the first couple of weeks, the Rams' offensive line has been a nightmare. I think they get a little bit of a pass in week 1 against Buffalo. You're not going to play Von Miller every week, and the Cardinals are definitely an easier matchup than that. They're 31st in sacks per pass attempt through 2 weeks. They pretty much have J.J. Watt, and that's it, getting after the quarterback. So I don't expect Stafford to have the same level of duress this afternoon. I think he's going to be able to do pretty much whatever he wants. I trust Sean McVay to put him in good opportunities to deliver the ball. He's got Cooper Kupp, Higbee, Allen Robinson. All 3 guys showed up. They played well last week against the Falcons. So I think the passing attack is going to have a good day. I expect Stafford to have his cleanest game of the season. He looked really sloppy against Buffalo in the opener. He looked really sloppy again last week against Atlanta, even though overall I think the offense played pretty well. They had 21 points at the half, 28 pretty early in the third quarter, and then they sort of took their foot off the gas pedal. So I do think we're going to see a better performance out of the Rams passing attack today. They're too good. They have too much talent to not show up and play well against this Arizona Cardinals team. I do think the line in this game is a little bit mispriced. I think if the Rams don't take their foot off the gas pedal last week and they end up winning by 3 scores, and if the Cardinals don't come back from down 20 points against the Raiders, I don't think we're getting a field goal-ish in this game. I know it's 3.5. I would be a big fan in this spot. It's a divisional game. Buy it down to a field goal. 3 is the most important key number betting football. So if you're taking a spread, I do think the Rams -3 is the smart way to go. Personally, that's not what I'm going to recommend. I think the under in this game is a pretty good look. The Cardinals have not been pushing the ball down the field whatsoever. Kyler Murray's average depth of target was under 10 yards last week. It was pretty low in week 1 as well against the Chiefs. Without DeAndre Hopkins, they're not showing a willingness to push the ball down the field. I think that's going to continue today. I know the Rams are not an elite secondary by any means, but the play calling has been rather conservative for Arizona so far. I do think the Rams as well, like they're going to try and chew up some clock. It's one of those things Sosa and I talk about all the time. If you can dominate the time of possession, you're going to give yourself a good shot to win. The Rams are a little bit different of an offense than teams like Buffalo or teams like some other teams in the league that they want to score as quick as they can, right? The Rams are going to be methodical in this game, especially against a relatively weak Arizona defense. I think they're going to try to exploit that. I think, in addition to the under, Darrell Henderson under 1.5 receptions is plus 150 right now on DK. I think that's a great price considering the dude had 0 receptions last week. He was only on the field for about 20 passing snaps, which was a dramatic reduction compared to week 1 when he was on the field for about 45 passing snaps. So I think under 1.5 at plus 150, I think that's a great price. If the Rams do get ahead in this game, there's going to be less incentive to utilize the running backs out of the backfield. Again, I think having Cooper Kupp, Allen Robinson, and Higbee against this weak Arizona secondary unit, there's less reason for these check down passes. I think McVay is going to get the ball out quick. I don't think they're going to need that. And then the other look I like in this one, we took over. I sent Sosa last week over 7.5 catches for Cooper Kupp. It's over 8.5 this week. I don't know if the books are just scared to put out like an over 9.5 on Cooper Kupp or whatever the deal is, but it's over 8.5 plus money. Cooper Kupp had, what do you have? 15 targets in week 1. He had 14 targets last week. He gets 15 targets again, 15. You tell me he can't get 9 catches? 9 catches if he gets 15 targets. I mean, that would be an incredibly low conversion rate.
Yep.
For Cooper Kupp. I just plus money. Matthew Stafford has blinders for the guy. I don't know how you can't take it.
Yeah. Yeah. For me, for this game, since 2017, these teams have played 12 times. The winning team has scored 30 points or more in 11 of those games. So whoever you think is going to win the game, I think that's probably a really good look for what the team total is. The other thing here, I saw the comment in the chat about tight ends. Who's better against tight ends? The Rams are 19th and the Cardinals are 4th. But look at the competition that they've played evens that out just a little bit. So if you're deciding between Ertz and Everett, it's literally a coin, or Ertz or Higbee, Everett, all those guys. All those guys in that range are pretty much a coin flip for me. So, and then the other thing is, since that same time frame, the Rams are 10-1 against the Cardinals since 2017. So, meaning the Rams have scored the 30 points in every game, almost every game since then. So, whoever you think is going to win this game, I would take their team total to be over.
Yeah, and this one with the Rams defense, I think this is their game where they have the pieces to limit Kyler, just extending the plays that much further. And with the familiarity, as Sosa loves to say it, the teams in the division are built to beat each other. So this is where I think it should be an easy Rams spot, which is where I might just have to go to the Cardinals because I really think week 3 is the books give back or the books get back week. I think it all seems too easy. We'll get to the Chiefs game soon. It just seems like the Rams roll them here. The Cup play, I'd be all over that. But Sosa, your 2 other favorite squads, what do you like here?
I like the Arizona Cardinals -6. No, I'm just kidding. I'm 100% in agreement with just about everything y'all said. Arizona's defense likes talent on just about every level. Pass rush, line. I mean, the linebackers are fast. Are they great at football? Nah. Isaiah Simmons made the play of the year thus far. And it was also pretty crazy. Isaiah Simmons caused a fumble on his college teammate last week to win the game. Him and Hunter Renfrow played at Clemson together. So that was the biggest play of the game. So the linebacking core is good, but the secondary is questionable. I personally think I'm on the team total for the Rams like spin. The reason why I'm hesitant here to really get super behind the Rams is this. The last time these two teams saw each other was in a playoff game. And it was Kyler Murray's most embarrassing performance as a professional quarterback. Now, he's had some bad games, but that was literally the worst game we've ever seen him play. I think at home, it's a different level of motivation. I don't know if he's going to be able to manipulate the edges the way he was last week, but I mean, I'm not a fan of Kyler Murray. He is a special athlete. He does have a special skill set. He has a rocket arm attached to a 5'5" body. We know this. Can he make the ancillary throws given the lack of depth and talent at that receiving group is yet to be seen. I lean the Rams, but I don't know if the Rams cover. I think it could end up being one of those. I don't know. I think it could be like 30 to 27, 28, some shit like that. I really do. It's division game. I know Arizona hasn't looked good, and last week was a one-man show. Kyler pretty much brought him back on his own. He put the team in his fucking backpack. Let's be honest. That's what he did. So,
one more injury note. One more injury note about the Cardinals. James Conner was limited all week in practice. Actually, he didn't practice on Thursday, I think it was. He is expected to play, which was a surprise because normally when he has that practice progression, he doesn't. But the word now is that he's going to warm up with the intention of playing, and barring a setback, he will go. The question here becomes, will he be out there as a decoy? Will he actually be useful? And will the Rams take advantage of that, knowing that the Cardinals will be a little bit more one-dimensional? Because I say this to everybody that I give fantasy advice about when they say, well, this guy's playing. Well, playing a normal workload and playing effectively are two different things.
Absolutely.
The commish. You want to wrap up your plays, give anything else out, hype anything, any other, whatever you want to talk.
Where they can find you, the whole nine. First time on the show, so
Yeah, hopefully first time of many. Just to recap the plays, I like the under in this game. I'd like Darrell Henderson under 1.5 receptions. I like Cooper Kupp over 8.5 receptions. All three of them, or two of those three are at plus money. I do lean the Rams on the side as well, but would buy down to the -3. It's not much juice. It's like -120 if you grab that on DK. So I think that's worth it to avoid the hook on a field goal game. Other than that, man, just like excited for football. Hopefully Tom Brady takes care of business against Aaron Rodgers today.
You had to mention that.
I had every week. I know I'm not the Tampa guy, but there will be a TB12 method comment or a Tom Brady comment every single week. But other than that, check out the pod with me and Sosa, run for cover. Other than that, I'll let you guys get back to it.
All right, man. Enjoy your foam rolling. Peace.
Sosa, you want to blow through this one real quick for us here?
Niners, Broncos. Listen, if you want to bet your money on Russell Wilson after what you've seen the last 2 weeks, good luck. That's my advice. If that's what you want to do with your hard-earned money after working 40 hours, maybe plus, to have a couple extra dollars to bet on a team, and if you want to do that with your money, go right ahead. Niners by at least 5. I don't care if Judy plays. I don't care if Surtain plays. None of that shit matters. I'm sorry to break the news to y'all. The Broncos are extremely overhyped. I tried to tell you all. New head coach, new HC, new quarterback. Oh, they're going to win 13 games. Shut the fuck up. You know how stupid that fucking sounds? I hope anybody that was saying that dumb shit 2 months ago has already reached reality that they'll be lucky to win 9 games because they ain't winning the fucking division. Have y'all watched number 15, the NASCAR driver? Stop playing with that man. Better team, 49ers. Jimmy comes out there, handles business. One thing we know about Jimmy, he's great at handing the ball off. Sometimes you just need a guy that's really good at that. I think we get after Russell Wilson. George Kittle coming back, making his season debut. What more could you ask for?
And even better is that he's reportedly going to play with no restrictions. So they held him out last week specifically so he could play a full snap allotment this week.
Well,
and
they weren't expecting a fucking monsoon week 1.
No. I'm just saying.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
oh yeah,
we everybody and their mother thought, well, we're going to sit him the first 2 games anyway. We got Chicago and Seattle. We knew we were going to do that. People are just shocked that we're 1-1, except for 2-0. But like I said, I have no real sentiments about this. I'm a Niner fan. I bet Ayuk's yards. We're going to win. Keep the semantics, the thoughts, the beliefs, whatever you want to call it, to your motherfucking self.
Yeah.
I'm a fan.
Hey, give me the 1 minute or less on this game so we can get to the next one.
Uh,
if you even want to say anything.
No, I just I love that DJ Fitz comment. 40 minus 49.5. That's a Sosa play.
Plus 10,000. Now
49.5.
I'm interested.
No, for me, the one that I think will really benefit from Jimmy G being in at quarterback here is Brandon Ayuk. They had great rapport last year. Ayuk's target share went up by almost 5% in games that Jimmy played. So yeah, I like all of Ayuk's props tonight. I love Ayuk. I recommended to pick him up in fantasy or try to trade for him in fantasy if you don't already. I think in PPR he can be absolute gold. He started off a little bit slow this year, but with Jimmy, he just plays better. So the other question is, for anybody thinking about backing the Broncos tonight, ask yourself this: do you back Nathaniel Hackett or Kyle Shanahan? Nathaniel Hackett or Kyle Shanahan, one to outcoach the other. Who do you bet on there? So if you think that Russell Wilson can overcome all of Nathaniel Hackett's absolute stupidity so far in play calling, in clock management, etc., then
they hired someone to help them, didn't they?
Yeah, I'm just saying.
They did hire somebody.
Kyle Shanahan or Nathaniel Hackett. That's not even a question.
Listen, if I'm gonna say it one last time,
they hired someone to help him with that. He's fine.
Sorry, Austin. Ayuk by a mile.
By a mile. I'm gonna say it again because it's Sunday. You could have been at church right now, but you're here with us. Okay. There's nothing intelligent about betting on the Broncos tonight. On to the next game.
Ravens, Patriots.
Yes, I got this one. I got this one. I got this one.
You're not going to let Mike talk this time?
What's up again? No. I'm saying we're going head to head. Everyone knows Lamar's my oldest son. We all know the rules. Lamar's my oldest son. Mike Means Jr., Miguel Means Jr. Welcome in. Coming off a hell of a win last week. You know why? Because any win, any week is a hell of a win in the NFL. So,
True.
Defense looked good. Took care of Mitch Trubisky.
Yeah.
What you like this week?
Look, Lamar Jackson is my guy. You know what I mean? So I ain't gonna sit up here and hate on LJ. But as we tick-tock towards and get closer to the game, our home opener. Yeah, man, I'm thinking me personally, I like the Patriots money line. We actually match up real good against the Ravens. I'm willing to hear your
I'm listening. I'm here to learn.
Well, look. Ravens defense is very overrated, right? If you can give Tua 6 touchdowns, what can you give Mac Jones? You know what I'm saying? Money for the poor. You feel me? So the thing is, when you got a beat up secondary, they're starting rookies and 1-year guys over at corner. If Matt Patricia lets Mac Jones take advantage of that, then we'll be having a good day. So that leads into a prop I like for Mac Jones, 250 plus yards in a Patriots win, which is at plus 175 on Bovada. Look, Lamar Jackson is dope. And I love LJ. He's probably my favorite quarterback right now. But we've seen LJ before. And the worst thing you can give Bill Belichick is tape against his own team because, of course, we're going to know how to shut him down. Go off, Sos. Go off.
Ravens by a touchdown.
On our home opener.
Yeah. Lamar don't give a fuck about none of that.
No, he don't have to.
He's gonna come out and serve you boys. I promise you. It's Lamar. Listen, coming off an L. Oh Lord, best of luck. And also, certain quarterbacks, Belichick's had problems with.
Yes. Now check it out. Look, if you have a running quarterback, you got a chance against us. But look, we done brought in. Look, this is where we brought in Peppers, right? And if it's any safety linebacker hybrids in the league, like, bro, we got them. You feel me? We got them because we got to face Josh Allen every year.
He's not even mid. He is the stuff from Mexico that's bricked up like that.
Josh Allen walks every year in our conference, so we can like run against Lamar Jackson. You feel me? For real.
Fair enough. Listen, I'm on the Ravens coming off a L. Harbaugh's impeccable covering spreads. I think they're a better team. I think that Lamar Jackson is 10 times the quarterback that Trubisky is. I'm not going to hate though. I think that you ever had that a situation where like it takes seeing someone else experience something for you to actually for you to make some level of a dissemination on facts?
Right.
Y'all were great against Miami defensively. And then to see how poor Baltimore was, let me know that your defense is legit. Yes. Because the game plan for those home run hitters and rocket ships that they got playing at receiver for Miami, and to basically hold them to absolutely nothing in the second half, that should tell you that, listen, this New England defense a lot better than people might be talking, because that's
no, we legit.
He finds a way defensively. I give him that.
No,
Lamar's a one-man show.
Go ahead.
I just think he's a one-man show, bro. That's who I'm betting. You know who I'm betting. I'm betting on him. I'm not necessarily betting on the Ravens. I'm betting on him. Like, they have him. You guys don't. They're gonna win because of him.
No, look. Leading into, I'm telling you, I wake up today and I'm thinking, I'm like, look, man, like, yeah, it's a dub for the Ravens. We ain't consistent on offense at all. And, Matt Patricia every week just disappoints me. But the thing is, it's our home opener. Ravens are vastly overrated defensively. And unless Lamar Jackson, you can flip him and put him at cornerback, like I'm worried a little bit about the Ravens. We've seen the Ravens before. Like, we match up well again. They can't look. Ravens can't get to the quarterback. They just went and signed Pierre Paul. You know what I'm saying? Like, they trying to go get ghosts from our Christmas past to come and, like, come on, bro. Like, for real, man. Like, let's be real. What's up, Spin? What's up, Sauce? What's up, new guy? I ain't seen you before. What's up?
I know.
I was just listening.
Got worked out.
I was just listening to this week's edition. Hey, I was just listening to this week's edition of the Foxborough Times. It's my favorite publication, man.
We put out the under. So we do like the under, the 44.5. Guys, you have to listen, if you're looking for a game to go over, you always have to be inclined. Can this team make 20-plus yard plays? Bro, we can't. We're handicapped. You feel me? We're handicapped. And our defense is going to shut down Ravens a little bit, okay?
So you mean to tell me y'all don't have one Ferrari, much less two?
No, we got a bargain Tesla out of
Teslas go fast, actually. They're just quiet.
I said a bargain Tesla. This was like the first 2 years.
Oh, so like a Prius.
Don't go that fast. You feel me?
So if I'm staying with my,
this is like 2017. You know what I mean?
He said the Walmart brand Tesla.
There you go. For real.
This Prius. So Prius. All right, bet.
Hey, look, but we could probably poach Ravens secondary. Real
school
talk.
Bus. No.
Well, that's what I was about to say. If I'm staying with my tinfoil hat theory today, the Pats win this one, and Mac looks efficient. That's what I'm saying. It seems once again. It seems too easy once again that the Ravens just run them. I know Mac doesn't have the arm that we saw last week or the weapons. Like, will Devontae Parker get a catch today? Who the hell knows? That's where it's just kind of.
No, look, new guy who I haven't seen in 2 weeks. I want
to put the hat on, Mike. It's just that I'm just about there.
New guy that I haven't seen in 2 weeks. So let me tell you. The chat is like going off and trying to get the Ravens, right? But it's like, bro, you really gonna put your hard-earned money against the Patriots first game in Foxborough right now?
Yes.
And you're depending on Lamar Jackson?
Correct.
And look, I love Lamar.
What did he do to y'all the last time y'all seen him?
We beat him.
He performed well.
Hey,
bro, he had like 250 yards.
Jacoby's not going to play, by the way. Jacoby's not going to play.
Well, that's why I'm bringing up Parker, because maybe
we ain't got no. You're taking away another. I'm not going to clown our team like that. All right, Jacoby Myers is okay. Fill in another Lego at receiver for us. We all,
Lego.
That's real. Listen, the only reason I can't come out and say we gonna win money line is because Matt Patricia is our offensive coordinator. That's the only reason I can't.
Not a Lego. I rock with y'all, man. I'm a big Belichick guy, but you already know my money's on Lamar. I'm sorry.
It's all good. I feel you. I ain't mad.
I'll be
I
rocking
ain't
with
mad.
you, Mike.
I rock with you any
I'm
other
making
week.
my first official. I'll do it. I'll go Pat's money line plus
Yeah, let's
130.
Patriots money line. But everyone is look, you guys trust
Baltimore
us with
minus
your money.
3.5.
Take that under. Take the under.
Yes,
Take
he
the
shows up first head-to-head of the season. I'm on that.
Bro, come on, man.
I'm
Listen,
sorry.
hey, this is what I want credit for right now.
I'm sorry.
This is what I want credit for.
Lamar, watch.
Pouring
I
your
pulled up
coffee
on
the
Debbie
table.
Bread. It was the first show you guys did, and y'all was sitting there all befuddled, and you didn't know what was going on. And I pulled up in the chat, and I was like, "What's up?" And y'all was like, "Hey, we getting everything together."
I don't recall.
Mike, of course you know, Sos. And I'm like, guys, what's up? What's going on? And I remember I was like, "Damn, okay, this is gonna be a cool show, bruh."
That was the
A
first
year later,
edition of the
you know,
Foxborough Times. That was
Yeah.
edition 1.
For real, they don't tell you. They don't tell you Miguel showed up. They don't.
We'll make sure.
Conspiracy.
My bad. Forgive me. Day one, you've
Conspiracy.
been locked in. I appreciate that.
So make sure you're following our guy, Miguel Means Jr. on Twitter. Be sure to be checking out all his additional content as usual, as you already do. And he's got the YouTube channel as well. So be subbed to
Go,
that.
man, go,
we always
man.
want all of our viewers to be subbed and locked in because we bring in the top analyst in the game. We got 2 games left. Spin, you want to say one thing left before?
I just wanted to answer the question from CDH. Report just came out that Dobbins may not be limited. That's just been one report. Every other report this week is that he probably will be, or he'll do the whole like what he can handle. I would probably expect it to be somewhere in between. So as far as do you play J.K. Dobbins in fantasy, here's what I would say. If you have other safer floor options in your lineup, you can roll the dice with Dobbins because he does have a high upside. Because look, outside of Lamar Jackson, who I don't consider to be a part of like the backs, the other backs for Baltimore have been absolute horseshit, absolute dog shit. Whatever kind of reference you can make there, that's what the Baltimore backs have been. So Dobbins has an easy path to the top of the chart, is an easy path to 15 plus touches per game. The only question is, how much are they going to push him in his first game back from injury? So I would expect somewhere between 11 to 14 carries, and we'll see what he does with those.
All right. Appreciate you, Mike. Until next week. I'll be back. Don't you worry. You won't come in. So if I have to stay, this is the last game of my tinfoil hat, but there's no fucking chance I'm putting my money on the Colts. As simple as that. And we got our man Chuck up in here, and he's gonna make me feel a lot better for not wanting to do that. How you doing today? Saw you're in the stadium. Was it last week? So how we feeling today?
Man, you just made me laugh, so I feel a little better, man. I woke up pissed off. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Chuck got the big bag now. Chuck got the big bag. He was at club level at Arrowhead. Them tickets cost a fucking lot of money. A lot of money, dog.
Yeah, I actually got a pretty nice deal on it, so it wasn't too bad. So,
yeah, okay. Tourists pull up to Arrowhead now. Those tickets are outrageous. I was just looking at like the game, like a couple of games to just go, and I'm like, y'all want that against bad teams? Like, what the fuck?
yeah, but yeah, the ongoing thing that's going on today is that this is the most bet on game. We are the most bet on team for the week. So that is kind of scary. I ain't gonna lie to you. I mean, yes, it is the Colts home opener. They haven't looked great the first 2 weeks, but I've told people on Kingdom Cast, I've told people all week, like, look, even though the Colts haven't been looking like complete garbage, this is still a professional football team. They might be one of those teams that only show up for the top teams in the NFL. And it might be a spot today. It might be. I'm not even going to hold y'all to that. It's a home opener. They're going to be fired up. They need a win for morale. But I still don't think it's going to be enough today. I think we win the game, but I'm not going to bet the spread or anything like that. Like, just take us on the money line as a parlay piece. So there's a lot of goodness in this game, man. Like, I really think a lot of points are going to be in this game. When I looked at these lines, man, I feel like currently it's at 51. I think the game goes over. I really believe that this is a nuclear spot for Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce. This feels like a stars will be stars type of game, in my opinion. So I am wearing the NFL Blitz Edition Patrick Mahomes shirt today.
Ooh,
So,
like that.
Yeah, shout out to the people at Homage. They just dropped that. So this is what I got for Patrick Mahomes today. Before I get to that, the Colts, they run a cover 3 scheme. We usually eat that up. We faced Gus Bradley before, and we've had success against him. And you know what happens. You know how to beat cover 3, right? You run curls, flats, and you run seam routes. And the seam routes is right up Travis Kelce's alley. So for Patrick Mahomes, though, I got over 2.5 passing touchdowns at plus 100. I think he can ladder it up to 3.5. I personally think he can go get 4 touchdowns in this game. And for Travis Kelce, I'm going to be a little bold here. Anytime touchdown, that's cool. I think you can get it at minus 150 at DK Sportsbook. But I'm going for the gusto today, man. 2+ touchdowns, plus 425. Like, look, man.
I love it.
That middle of the field's going to be open all game, man.
Bro,
Not wrong.
Just imagine this: a cover 3 without a top 3 coverage linebacker in football. Like,
yeah, Shaq,
it's not that just they're trying to make a system change. They're trying to make a system change without their best fucking player, which is the stupidest shit you can do. That is so fucking dumb. At least stick with the concepts they know. Nah, let's run cover 3 every fucking play. Idiotic. Absolutely idiotic.
Yep.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm just catching up because, like you said, it's one thing to have an athlete playing linebacker. Travis Kelce is elite at route running and just understanding space and angles. You gotta you gotta have your best interior linebacker. You're just your best coverage linebacker to be successful. I just think that the middle of the field should be absurdly open all day.
Yep. And if you really get spicy, if you think the game's gonna be close, Travis Kelce for last touchdown plus 600. You can sprinkle a little something on that. All right, so let's see what else I got for the Chiefs here. Okay, I mentioned the flat routes, right? I think Clyde Edwards-Helaire continues to get involved in the passing game. I think his receiving yards is too low for this one. I'm gonna take the over 16.5 at minus 115. And then I see here, speaking of Travis Kelce, I see his yardage though went down. So 70.5 now on DK Sportsbook. So yeah, I'm gonna take that as well, minus 115. And let me see here. Yeah, and for one more Chiefs prop here, I got Juju over 4.5 receptions at minus 150. I think he's gonna take the middle of the field. He should be able to hit him on some hitches. So that's all I got for the Chiefs side. Now for the Colts
Chiefs side, Chuck, I don't know about you since I'm the new guy, since I haven't been here for 2 weeks. So I haven't know what you've been saying on it, but is it a live grenade just targeting the wide receivers, or has the Chiefs just ran over everyone? It's just going to be a mute point just because you've heard Mahomes say it. I'm going to spread the wealth to everybody because everyone's good. I mean, McKinnon coming out the backfield's filthy as well. So that's kind of where I love the spots that you do. That's where I just don't know between Juju, Hardman, and the rest of the wide receivers. Like, I don't know when to fire one and when to not. That's my toughest conundrum right now.
Oh, yeah, I agree with you 100%. I mean, the ball is definitely going to be spread around in the wide receiver core. But I feel like Juju's due. I think this is like a squeaky little game, sort of. So I don't know about his yardage, but I think he does get involved as far as like getting catches. So
indoors too. I think that definitely helps you guys as well on offense.
Yeah. But on the Colts side, though, man, Michael Pittman Jr., this is another big body receiver that we got to deal with. You guys saw with Mike Williams, he went crazy on us Thursday night. So I feel like Michael Pittman Jr. can get his in this matchup too. So anytime touchdown for him is at plus 145 right now on DK Sportsbook. And then I think he'll cover his yardage too. So over 70.5 and minus 115. You take that as well. I think Nyheim Hines is going to get involved in this game too because we are missing Willie Gay. That's our most athletic linebacker. That's going to be tough. I know they're going to use Nyheim Hines in the flats most likely whenever they do got to pass the ball. So I think it's worth a shot at over 3.5 receptions at plus 110. And then Jonathan Taylor, man, they're not gonna make the mistake again with him as far as getting single-digit touches. So over 18.5 carries, minus 105 for that. And then that's probably gonna be it for me as far as all the plays.
Spin, Sosa, you guys want to add anything else to this one before we get into our last game of the day?
Chuck, man, Chuck is a very hard act to follow because of the research that you do, man.
Covered everything, man.
I couldn't have put it better. You're good.
Fuck, man.
Yeah,
What are all these bots doing in our comments today?
It's like in old school when he had to like debate the guy and he gave the answer and he's like, well, that answer was perfect. I got nothing. You covered the touchdown. The check out Kingdom Cast.
So no one's going tinfoil hat and thinking the Colts have any sort of chance here.
Absolutely fucking not.
Damn, crazy. In 30, the Band-Aid, just to talk, like, I guess from the Colts perspective, is the Band-Aid finally done, kind of like the Titans?
I'm never saying anything good about Matt Ryan. Seeing Matt Ryan fail brings me joy. He sucks. Can't believe people think that I should cheer for him because he's from Pennsylvania. Fuck that guy.
Penn Charter doesn't count.
Doesn't count. Also, secondly, he beat the shit out of us every single time he played Notre Dame in college. If you ever think that I'm going to say something nice about Matt Ryan, you got me supremely fucked up. I hope he loses every week. I don't want anything bad to happen to him, but I hope he loses. Nothing brought me more joy than seeing him get his ass whooped in the fourth quarter of a Super Bowl by Tom Brady. Nothing. That was probably my favorite moment in this history of live sports that I've witnessed. I hate him.
And
that's never been good.
And like my guy Boogie said on Kingdom Cast this week, he said, "Man, Matt Ryan, you might have a check engine light on right now."
Man, nah. He got like it. It's looking like a rainbow in that bitch. It's like everything, like the oil, the air pressure, the tire pressure, the fucking windshield washer fluid is out. The battery's fucked up.
Have Colts fans asked for Carson Wentz back yet?
Nah, they need like at least one more week. But people do not realize how hard it is to eliminate the vertical passing game when you depend on the run game so much. Like, you don't have to have a great quarterback, but you have to have elements that allow him to operate. When you can just stack the box with 7-8 people and just say, hey, you're going to have to beat us with either a 15-play drive or Jonathan Taylor's got to break a 70-yard run. That's it. That's the offense. At least with Carson Wentz, you got a level of escaping the pocket and making plays. He could run a little bit. He also still has a rocket arm. Eagles fans can hate him all they want. He's still a talented dude, right? So that's what it is. I think Taylor has a good game, too. I think he plays well. But listen, it's just a numbers game. Teams are simply going to say, Matt Ryan, you're going to have to go vertical. You're going to have to beat us over the top for any explosive plays. Because if we put 7-8 guys in the box against Taylor, it's going to be a hard time. It's going to have a hard time. It's just the reality of the reality of professional football.
Yeah, and one more thing real quick. I couldn't find this on DK Sportsbook. You can find it on any sportsbook. Put down George Karlaftis for a sack. He's heading back home to his home state, Indiana. He plays college ball at Purdue. Colts tackles have been trashed the first 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. Mike Dana, he's out for this game. I think Karlaftis gets a start. This would be a huge opportunity for him to take advantage of that. So if you can find George Karlaftis at over half a sack at decent odds, yeah, take that.
Make sure to be following Chuck at the Twitter handle underneath so you can find Kingdom Cast as well. If you're a Chiefs fan and haven't been watching it, you're missing out. Appreciate you. See you next week as well. Last game on the docket, fellas. We almost made it. Packers.
There's another game. I thought that was it.
Well, we got our man Prop God joining us for the Packers.
Yo.
Bucks. We got Mushroom Man. That's what I'm referring to Aaron Rodgers as until he actually shows up and plays a competent game so far because the little
You didn't watch last week or you don't want me to leave?
That was the Bears, though.
But he showed up. We'll talk about it. Let's go. We can talk about it. Y'all pissed me off already. Let's get rolling.
It was the Bears. Like
the best way to do it.
The best.
I like Georgia in a matchup against them. I like Kirby Smart and them against the Bears. What's up?
Who's
we
the
need
best
to set
QB?
that up.
Who has the best passer rate in primetime games?
That don't count. It's only
Let's go. Let's roll. Let's go.
It's only 2 of those a week though.
And he got back-to-back. He's about to get back-to-back W's too.
I love it. I can't even. You really can't talk shit about Aaron Rodgers after he just served the team that he says he owns. Like, there's not.
You know, hey, you should.
That's business as usual, though.
You can't talk shit about him. Just everybody else go, and then you can get to me. Sure, you can.
Listen, hold on. Before Prop goes, I already know what people are about to say. He don't play good in Florida. So Prop, take it away, and then you listen. It's you and Spin. Me and Rex actually about to duck out and just let y'all talk about it because I know y'all both have thoughts. So we're gonna let y'all give your thoughts. Packers Bucks.
So, the first thing I like the under though. In all seriousness, you can get under 43.5 at a -120 on BetMGM. I'm expecting both teams to run the ball. I mean, a depleted wide receiver core for both teams. I seen Julio Jones was going to test the knee out before kickoff, but I mean, at this point in his career, I don't. Even if he goes, I'm not expecting much from him. I'm expecting a big game from Leonard Fournette. I do like his rushing yards, but as far as a prop, I like Allen Lazard over 3.5 receptions. That's sitting at a -105 on DraftKings. I also like Aaron Jones anytime touchdown. I think if the Packers, I'm expecting them to have some success, but I think it'll be a defensive battle. I do give the edge to Tampa Bay's defense, of course. What was the injury? I forgot. Tampa Bay just lost another tackle last week. Who was that?
Yeah, our offensive line.
Who was that? Yeah, but I know they just lost someone else last week. I'm drawing a blank, but
Donovan Smith.
Yeah. So it's just so many injuries for Tampa Bay. I also like Tom Brady under 34.5 pass attempts. That's sitting at +100 on DraftKings. I'm expecting Leonard Fournette to have a big game, which is why I don't think Brady surpasses his season high total. His season high pass attempts was last week against New Orleans. He had 34. I'm expecting him to stay under that number tonight, which is also why I like the under, because I'm expecting both teams to be heavy on the ground. Rodgers still doesn't trust these young guys, but I think this will be a spot, especially with Sammy Watkins being out, that he leans on Lazard. I'm expecting him to be a little more involved in the offense today. So I think 4 catches is very doable. So Allen Lazard, 3.5 receptions. Aaron Jones, anytime touchdown. The game, under 43.5. And Tom Brady, under 34.5 pass attempts.
Okay. So living in Minnesota my whole life, you're just almost conditioned to hate the Packers, but I grew up as a Tampa Bay fan, so I don't. I don't even hate Aaron Rodgers. I really don't. I think he's a Hall of Famer. I think he's a good. I think he's a great quarterback. The problem is when he comes to our house, when he comes to Ray James, right? So look, in 4 career lifetime games at Raymond James Stadium, Aaron Rodgers has the following stats. So he averages 227 passing yards, 5 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, has a quarterback rating of 60 or under in 3 of the 4. And he's 1-3. The only game that they won was in 2014 when the Bucks finished 2-14 under Lovie Smith, which is a year that as a Bucks fan I just wiped from my memory, so I had to go back and actually research it. Overall, though, Rodgers only averages about 19 completions per game, which is significantly down from his other against pretty much any other opponent. When you have the pass rush that the Bucks have, and you have the exotic blitzes that Bowles likes to dial up, it's something that can really frustrate him. And that's what I think happens today. The first prop that I'll give out here there is just way too much value for a guy that's throwing 8 interceptions and has thrown multiple interceptions in every game he's played in Tampa, except for that 2014 one when our defense was the worst in the league. Aaron Rodgers over half an interception is plus 205. Plus 205 for a damn interception prop. For the love of God, bet this. Okay. Even if it doesn't hit, there is value galore. Again, against a normal Bucs defense, which we're actually number 1 in the league right now in pass DVOA. 8 interceptions. He's thrown 3, 3, and 2 in 2008, 9, and 2020. Even at home, he's thrown multiple interceptions against the Bucs, and we're getting a plus 205. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's just nuts. I do agree with you, Prop God. I love Lenny today. Our receivers are really banged up. Mike Evans, because he can't play against Marshawn Lattimore and not kick the shit out of him and get suspended. So he's obviously out today. You said Julio's going to test the ankle. There's actually a lot of pessimism among the team here, among team sources, that if he'll actually go. There's a lot more optimism with Brashad Perriman, and there's a lot more optimism with Russell Gage. So I would look to take Russell Gage or Brashad Perriman's props. I love Lenny Fournette. I love his rushing attempts. I love his rushing yards here. But and then the other thing that I like is in those games in Tampa, the Packers have scored are only averaging 19.75 points. Then you factor in that Sammy Watkins is on IR. Then you factor in that multiple other receivers are banged up, and you get a Packers total at 20.5. If you support the under, which I also do, I think that you also take the Packers team total under 20.5 at minus 115. The thing with Rodgers here is that I've seen is that when he gets exotic blitzes and he gets hit repeatedly, which is what the Bucs defense is built on. That's what all Todd Bowles defenses are built on, is that it's an incredibly frustrating thing for him, and it forces him to do things that he normally wouldn't do and make mistakes. I think that happens here. I think if you can find a multiple interception prop, I don't know what book would actually give that, but since he's done it, like I said, in pretty much every game he's played in Florida, you can, I would definitely just put a little sprinkle on that one. But for the game itself, I mean, I'm not picking against my team. Bucs money line 100%. And I actually wouldn't be surprised if they win by more than the 3. So this is a situation here where you have a quarterback who just always struggles in this house and always struggles against this type of defense. And now you get him with a reduced wide receiver core. The only path to victory that I see for the Packers today is if they just get Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon going like crazy today running, and against our front four, especially up against Vita Vea, that's kind of hard to do. So, I also just real quick, because I know she's listening before we go, want to give a shout out to my wife, Angie, who's flying back from Vegas today. Fly safe. Love you. And she actually has told me that I'm being kind about Aaron Rodgers because, like I said, being from Minnesota, he's not very popular in our house. So, but anyways, Aaron Rodgers, I think, will really struggle today, and you definitely will throw a pick.
Did she cash that Minnesota ticket yesterday?
Of course she did.
Cash the Michigan one I gave her, but at least she got
no, that's okay. One. That's okay.
All right. Got her at least 1 for 1.
So when we look at Tampa Bay, right, besides the defense, what has impressed you?
What's that? Lenny Fournette. Leonard Fournette.
That's why I like, and that's why I like.
And Brady's efficiency has impressed me with the receivers that he's been working with.
That's fair.
And taking Wednesdays off.
Why Wednesdays?
It's like in his contract. He's off every Wednesday this season.
No, he practiced Wednesday. No, he practiced Wednesday this week. He just showed up because that's how awesome that's how awesome my quarterback is. That's right,
Neat feet.
Awesome. Didn't even have to, and shows up anyway.
This guy.
Thing is, he has the mental strength.
His wife leaves him
all
for real.
the tough stuff he's going through in his personal life to show up every Sunday, week in, week out, to do this because he ain't looking too hot.
Hey, listen, I'm gonna be honest with y'all right now. Okay, I'm on the Packers to win today.
That's right.
We're going head to head.
I just think they're too depleted in the back end.
Okay.
I think they're too.
And that's what I'm saying. And that's why I like the under. It's
Christian
like,
Watson plus 300 to get in the end zone. Y'all gonna stop sleeping on my son, man. He gonna start. He gonna get the reps this week. He's gonna be good. It takes time. It's a process. Christian Watson gets in the end zone plus 300. You better believe that I'm gonna post this video as soon as it happens. Jahan Dotson plus 210 to get in the end zone against the Eagles. I'm gonna come back and replay the tape for this. I promise you.
We are going head to head today. I love it. I love it.
I love it.
We replayed the tape last week on my Packers takes. I'm going 4-0 again today, so I like everything.
Let's go.
Well, make sure to be tapped in and followed at Prop God on his Twitter. You can find all the other content and all the other stuff he's producing. Definitely follow someone.
The Winner Circle Pod. Make sure if you guys aren't
week out.
Make sure you guys are locked in with Prop.
No, but for real though, I'm in a lot of the same groups that Prop God is, and I see the stuff he posts. This dude knows his shit, man. Seriously, follow him.
Appreciate you, bro. Same to you, for sure.
So, again,
that's how we're gonna wrap it up.
No, well, I'll answer the fantasy questions that were posted throughout the show, and then we can be done.
Which ones? Where's the one?
The starred ones.
I think they're pretty much already answered.
Let's see.
I'm not doing the kicker question. We don't need kicker time here.
Mike Williams, Hollywood, or Patterson at flex. If it is a PPR, I would go Patterson. If not, I would go Hollywood just because he has the potential for a long touchdown. And
here was the other one.
And then flex spot, Hardman or Allen Robinson.
Definitely not my team. Definitely
it's
not
easy.
my team.
You can't. The only receiver you're starting for KC is Kelsey until we figure out who the other guys actually are. It's too. You can't really. None of those other guys hold any value until the season goes on and we see who Mahomes actually goes to. The only person that's worth anything, in my opinion, on that team outside of Mahomes is Kelsey right now. That's for me.
The only other just last thing I want to give is just a little DFS nugget. If you are playing in a DFS tournament, a good flyer to take a shot on today for tournaments would be Chris Olave from New Orleans. He has a projected ownership under 10%, leads the league in air yards with 372, and he's ascending up the target list. He's only second to Michael Thomas. This is a game that probably projects to have some points scored. His time is coming right now. I recommended him as a pickup 2 weeks ago and again last week. I think that his breakout is coming, and I think that he will quickly become almost like 1A or 1B to Michael Thomas. The dude has athleticism and talent galore. So if you're playing in a GPP this week or a tournament for DFS, I would for sure take a shot on Chris Olave. That's it.
Hey, Sosa, I just want to let the people know that the Bucs fans, y'all got Delphi Commish got the Packers today. He don't want nobody to know. But Sosa's my witness to that.
What happened?
Commish talking about he got the Packers to win, but he don't want nobody to know.
Oh, yeah. He's been hiding. He said he thinks he might, Listen, I don't have no beef with Tom Brady. I love the guy. Never did anything to me.
We'll be live tomorrow.
I think he catch the L today. We're live tomorrow, though. Daily Bread. We'll have who's the Monday night game? Giants
Cowboys.
We'll have Taze on there. We'll have Taze on Daily Bread tomorrow. Prop God, Spin Doc, Mr. Rex. Good to see you, man. Welcome back.
Yeah, I'm glad the holdout finished, man. I was holding out for the better.
We were able to renegotiate new terms. You know what I'm saying? Didn't have to hit him with the franchise tag. None of that shit, Sorry about that, man. We worked it out. You know what I'm saying? Rex is back for at least another 2 seasons. But
like, follow, retweet, sub, follow all the analysts we bring in. We only bring the top ones on in the game. We out.